But let's. Sorry, man. If you're
I'm
ready, let's
down
go
to
ahead and get
watch
this
that
started
again.
because I'm excited. I'm dead scared that
Okay, are
Facebook's
you
just
on the
gonna say
menu?
no. I'm on the menu. We have the same DVD. It better work.
All right, let's see.
And your face
Uh-oh.
just froze. Okay,
Uh-oh.
you're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Make sure my remote's working. All right. Whew.
All right, this time we are on the DVD menu. I've got the play X'd out. We're gonna hit play in three, two, one, engage. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, 2006. This is a year after I graduated. Saw it with the same gal I
What's
saw
funny
the
about
2003.
what I find funny about this movie is actually that right after the success of 2003, they were like, "We want to give you more money to do this again," and everybody on the crew was like, I don't really have another story to tell after this." They
You
weren't
cut his.
thinking sequel, prequel, or anything.
That still blows me away, man. Like, yeah, you cut his freaking arm off. Like, what were you gonna do? Like, okay, sorry, man. I'm
And
not
then
sure. I thought I had my headset right next to me. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, there it is.
John is disappointing us all once again. In the making of, the director and producer say that they, when they were originally approached for it, they were like, "I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do." And then they were like, "Okay, how about a prequel?" And I remember when it was announced that this was going to be a prequel, I was like, "But the movie just came out 3 years ago. What? I don't understand why we would prequel something." It didn't make
I think it
sense
was
to me.
the prequel should have come first. Like, I like the subtlety of 2003, but really, you had no idea basically that they were
Mhm.
cannibals. You had no idea about the history of the town or why they were crazy or anything. I mean, this movie really hits you over the head with all of it. And I mean, all this happens within like what, 2 days or something like that. They go from normal to insane so fast. But I think that's just
Well,
a
it
bit of a
seems
pacing
like
issue. But
I, I I feel like I don't have as much of an issue with the pacing here because it feels like the town was dying and this is one of the
right,
last things left. And Arlie Ermey's already been, involved with a lifestyle that you either eat or you're the motherfucker that gets ate. Like he has that concept going. And you can see Ma's not really into the idea at all, but she's like, I want to live.
yeah.
I don't know. For as brutal as this movie is, I feel like it did two things. One, it went further than 2003, which some people hate, some people love. But I think it's awesome that we finally got that type of brutality from a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Like, everybody thinks of the original as being super gory, but there's no blood. There's a
Well,
little blood,
there's a little.
but
Well, the
there's
reason it's so
nothing
gory is because it's
really.
so raw.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Uh, John asked me ranking TCM last week. I couldn't. I hadn't seen two or three of them. Have you watched them all since? Because man,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can rank them all off the top of my head.
What are the ones? Well, we'll do a full franchise discussion next week. But Jabari, what are the ones you haven't seen? I'll let you know if they're worth it. Oh God, this gal's eating out of a trash can. Gross. Um, Earlier,
Red
like
Robin.
right, she fell through the to the floor while she was giving birth, like passed out or whatever. And he says, "Well, that's what you get for drinking on the job." Now, was he meaning like she was drunk right then and there and passed out, or was he talking about like she came in drunk and he had his way with her and that's his baby? I'm stretching there, but you know.
Honestly, based on how grungy this movie is, that could apply.
Um,
Man, now
dude, I
all I
love
can
this
think is
house.
that has to be the septic. That has to be the
Yeah,
septic coming back into the house.
it has to, dude. That makes the
Well,
movie even that makes the movie even better. You know what blows me away is that this is directed and shot by two different people than 2003, but they just nail it. I mean, they just nail it. It's amazing. I mean, I'm sure they asked him like, "Hey, what all do you do?" and like what special filters and everything else that they did. But it's amazing. The one in 3D that has Trey Songz and one Jordana Brewster. The one with Jordana Brewster, that's what we're doing today, is the 2006 Beginning. 2006 Beginning is great, man, and it could very well be better than the 2003. I think people go to 2003 because it came first, because they have a lot more nostalgia with it, because it was first. This was just as good.
And I've seen a lot of people rank this one first because it's the most brutal, the most gory. I feel like 2003 is more intense, actually, but this one is by far the bloodiest, dirtiest. 3D gets a lot of hate, both justified and some unjustified. Personally, my favorite Leatherface look is from 3D. It's the end scene. I think that they did the best job of capturing what the original Gunnar Hansen Leatherface would have been like as he kept going, but they missed a lot of marks too. We actually talked about that just a little bit ago. I think it's worth checking out.
It's directed by Adam Marcus. It's directed by Adam Marcus, who also did Jason Goes to Hell, which
it's not directed by him. The original script was written by him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then
I apologize.
It was torn apart by a music video director. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The script I stand corrected. That is correct. He finally released the original script, and man, there's a lot of stuff the same, but the timeline's not messed up. There's no get your thing cuz and stuff like that. So
the thing that
Adam Marcus catches a lot of crap.
The thing that pisses me off a lot about Texas Chainsaw Massacres After 2 is that they delete the second movie for the most part. I mean, fourth one not as much.
How can you not delete the second one though? Like if you're told, hey, we need a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, give us a script, and then you go watch one, and then you watch two, and you're like, well, what the fuck? How do you sequel this?
I know. Well, I know, and I get it, but I love. Well, you do a Texas Chainsaw Massacre without Leatherface. You do a Chop Top.
Well, that movie's been sitting on a shelf since like 97, 98, and it's just never been finished. It's called All American Massacre. There's some footage that's been released. It is a raw-looking movie that I think would be awesome to go ahead and get released, but I think people need to lower their expectations for what it's going to be.
What blows me away is they had Bill Moseley for 3D. Like, he's in 3D. I mean, he was probably on set for a day, but it's just strange to me that you have an opportunity here, and I don't know. Dude, watching Leatherface just swing this meat cleaver, I mean, it's amazing that the cleaver's not going through the table. I love this mask, the actual, like, hardcore leather-looking mask. It's just so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, he's huge. It'd probably never be a bigger Leatherface.
And see, that's one thing that I'm kind of happy about, is that we are going back to, like, maybe not necessarily normal size, but a more average build person, and not like built like Goliath from Gargoyles. Like,
right. Well, Gunnar, he was 6'4". I can't remember how much he weighed, but I mean, he wasn't. Barnarski, I believe, is 6'5", so it's not really that much difference. But Barnarski's like all shoulders and chest, like,
and muscle, whereas Gunnar Hansen had a gut. Like, Leatherface was fat. I mean, and I'm a fat guy, so take that with a grain of salt if you're watching. I've got gut. So I don't know. It'll be nice to go back to that.
It's weird that Jordana Brewster's in this after doing Fast and Furious. It's pretty wild. I mean, she hadn't gone back. I don't think Fast and Furious 4 hadn't come out yet.
Nope.
Running out of
Nope.
maybe she
I
was
think
running
this
out.
is
I
around
don't
the
know.
time of Tokyo Drift. I think this is around
Yeah.
the time of Tokyo Drift, which, if we talk about a troubled timeline, boy, Fast and the Furious has got one for you. Um,
Yeah. I like 1 through
I just want to point out that
6 and then I stopped.
7 is heartfelt because it's his, it's Paul
Yeah,
Walker's
7,
last
that's right.
movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, after that I was kind of done. I was like,
but,
guys, okay, let's just wrap this up.
but I find it weird that they use the exact same recipe from '03. They just changed the settings, like road trip, we're going somewhere, we have a task, and we're not going to make it.
Well, I mean that's all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. I mean, other than 2, I
Next
mean, really,
generation.
no, Next Generation they were out and about and they had issues. Like,
Right, but there was a lot more of like the local scene, like ordering pizza and
yeah, but that's all on the family side. That's not on the individual side. Like, they go off from high school and they immediately get lost. Like, in at
there
least
was
in
more
2,
focus on.
like, yeah, in
I
2
feel
it's
like
completely
this
random. They're just
focuses.
driving around and the family hits them.
Yeah, I
I
feel
don't know.
like
I
this
love
has a
2 so
lot more
much for
focus
being
on.
yeah, I love 2 so much for being so different, yet it fits. It has certain DNA. Like the Leatherface in it is crazy and wild, but looks the part. Like I just Chop Top steals the scenes. I freaking love 2.
Yeah, 2 definitely deserves to always be recognized, but this, I see why people put this one at the super top of the list. It just doesn't quite make it up there for me, but it's definitely one of the better entries.
Well, this movie really goes back and hits what the original movie was all about. Well, the original movie was all about the Vietnam War fallout. This movie is all about Vietnam War going on, and the traumas of war, like courage and cowardice and the changes that are going on in America, and it also talks about the town and the cannibals, and like this movie goes right back to the original DNA of the first movie. It just hits you over the head with it instead of the first movie kind of the insanity just overwhelms you, and it's just like all this stuff coming at you. This movie, like, I mean, the first movie, I feel like if it wasn't for Jessica Alba and the one dude with the fro and the glasses, I don't know. I
Yeah,
think they saved the movie over this movie, but and is the argument I think. But God, this movie's phenomenal. I'm
yeah.
glad they got back
I do
Barnarski too. Like,
enjoy,
and I'm
yeah. And I also enjoy that we go to the meat plant so much in this movie.
mhm.
Whoop. Mm.
God, look at the size of that. Like that's what you open doors with. He's not going anywhere. He's done. Like God, that sledgehammer is a full sledgehammer. He's one hand in it.
Ooh.
Oh, oh, God. Oh, there's something about kneecaps and calcaneal tendons when they get cut. Achilles for sorry, Achilles. It's calcaneal, but Achilles is what everybody calls it. Anyway. Oh,
Yeah.
I love how this movie also opens up with the sledgehammer, just like the original movie. Like it's not all about the chainsaw.
Yeah.
Just that nasty noise that it makes. Just like when that first dude opens up in the original, he opens that up and he hits him. It's like oh, it's brutal.
Just imagine driving down the street and like seeing some like 7 foot buff dude masked that gross holding a chainsaw.
Bloody,
Nope.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Ford Bronco, I believe. Bronco, pretty sure.
I believe so.
That's the thing about the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm a little worried about because with the family, you need a loud mouth, you need a talker to help drive the movie, to help drive the insanity. Otherwise, if you just got a slasher dude running around, you're missing a big part of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and that insanity part. That it's not just about the gruesome kills; it's about making you go insane.
At the same time,
I
I
heard
think
a
if it's done right and they don't add a bunch of new family members, I think it can work because it's every sequel has tried to add a new family member to take that character. Um, but honestly, maybe that's a little bit too much of a focus. And since Leatherface is allegedly still alive, I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn on that one.
we'll see. I mean, I'm glad they showed us a lot, but not a lot. Like there was a good trailer of
Yeah.
yeah, and plus I think it's one of those things where
Yeah.
we've been we've been abused so many times on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like just no expectations are fairly low.
Yeah.
These guys are brave for being on motorcycles, where he could have like killed all of them just by pit maneuvers.
Yeah.
That house is no question the best house in the entire franchise.
Oh, yeah.
I like the first house for its simplicity, but I mean this is just it's just got that creep factor.
Yeah, it does.
Kind of reminds me of the Psycho house almost. Like there's this like how the Psycho house is up on that hill, and it kind of is like looming over you. It kind of this house kind of has that same feeling, especially because those lower end shots that they always do.
Yeah. And now Rob Zombie uses this guy in every single movie.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, he was also in The Walking Dead for a little bit.
Dude, I haven't watched that since like season 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's good. It's just so many lulls in it. It's like just get to the freaking point. Like they need to make an abridged version to where it just gets to the good stuff. Oh, previously on the next 6 hours of Walking Dead, this happens. Zoop, here's what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why was there a chainsaw in the slaughterhouse? Like I guess back in the
No
day,
idea.
maybe they didn't have saws. I don't know.
I don't know.
Gosh, right in the side of the head. Got him.
Yep.
I wonder what that felt like. He didn't feel nothing. He was here 1 second, he was gone the other. There wasn't any feelings. Ugh. Man, watching. Did you ever watch The Sopranos?
No. I've
Uh,
wanted to. I was too young when it started, and I just kind of missed it, and I need to go back and watch it. I really wanted to.
It's dated a little bit, but it's still really good. And the characters that they build throughout the series is really good. But there's a as they talk about being wise guys and how most of them they don't even realize when they die because somebody just rolls up and shoots them in the head. He's like, it's just a crazy thought to think that you're here 1 second, gone the next, and that's why half the time they're just going nuts because they don't know. You know,
Yeah,
and most of the time they won't even feel it.
yeah,
God, Arlie Ermey's so good.
he really is. Till the
It's a
next
good scene here.
movie.
This they don't abandon it.
They do because they die.
I love we have a dinner scene in this one. I mean,
Yeah.
I love how the mom is just like, "What?" And then everybody just goes with it. She she hardly flinched.
Yeah.
Boy,
Man.
it's like we're done with prayer, so you can come in here now. Oh man, I don't remember seeing all the cuts on his forearms in the previous movie, but that's really
Yeah.
creepy how he's got all those cuts now. Is that because he works with the knives so much, or is that like is he cutting himself? I wonder if that's. I wonder what they were thinking with that. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't know.
Could be both. Could be both. I think it plays better if he was cutting himself, just because it kind of leans in back to the original, interpretation of the character. But
Don't stop there. You're not gonna like it.
yeah, I believe this is set 3 years before 2006. I think so anyway. Pretty sure.
Something like that, yeah.
Once again, Jordana Brewster does not look like she's in 1968 or whatever, 69, whatever this is.
Uh-uh. Nope.
Crazy. My dad actually went to Vietnam in '69, so this is just about that time.
Yeah. My grandfather was in it.
Yeah. Just stabbing this lady's table.
Right? That's
Permanent
property
beer
damage.
was right.
You know, with the power of how strong Fast and the Furious is now, I'm shocked that Vin Diesel doesn't just show up and go family and end it all.
Right. Yeah, I have not seen the last Fast and the Furious. I probably never will. I just I'm good. I've got all of them except for that newest one, and I don't have Hobbs and Shaw. I'm done. I'm good.
Hobbs and Shaw is actually a fun spin-off that was funny. I watched Fate of the Furious and it was horrible. I
Yeah.
watched everything wrong with the ninth Fast and the Furious movie, and that was enough. Like he was having such a problem with the sand counter. He was like, I don't even know. I don't. It's infinite sins.
I'm kind of surprised that Hoyt doesn't show up because of all the bikers and stuff. But I mean, like I'm surprised he's not more in the town more. Well, maybe I guess since he's not the real sheriff, he just kind of hangs out on the outskirts and pretends kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he chooses right now to burn his draft card. Like, do people today still have to sign up for the draft when you turn 18?
Well, if you want to get like student loan, you have to sign up for selective services um, to be eligible for student loans.
Okay. Because I knew when I was 18, I was like, why am I signing up for the draft when there is no draft? Like, man, that's something that's interesting too. Is yeah, he's
Well,
going back for you because
yeah,
if one brother's active, they wouldn't put the other brother inactive. They wouldn't put him in a dangerous combat situation. So like if the older brother's going in, he's there for the other brother that he'll just be on some army base somewhere doing something that sucks. But so I
yeah.
mean it sucks, but I mean that's why my dad went in and signed up so that way his younger brother, I think he was stationed, I can't remember, Hawaii or something. But yeah, my dad's younger brother, who passed away last year, rest in peace, didn't have to go. Cow, cow,
Yeah.
what cow, cow?
Man, that scene when he okay, so this is a little rough, but Halloween 2 when he gets up and is like just it feels so odd like you Rob
Yeah,
Zombie's really good at showing the gore that hurts. Like you can think about it.
yeah. I think in real life, if they hit that cow, they'd all be dead.
I don't think a single one of them was wearing a seatbelt.
Right. Jeez. This robbery thing. Well, I don't have a vehicle to give you anymore.
Yeah,
That's amazing. You could get launched out of a vehicle and have all your parts still attached.
right?
That's the problem with doing a prequel to a pretty successful horror movie is that the characters are set. You're not really the tension there is kind of gone.
Yeah.
Boy.
I don't know, that's still pretty shocking if you put yourself in their shoes.
Right. But as far as like her maybe getting the drop on him, there's no tension.
Yeah. Step out of the car if you don't mind.
But that thing is messed up.
Poor Bronco.
Poor Bronco. I wonder if he came back for the cow.
Right? No, my DVD froze.
Did he really?
Oh, there we
Hopefully it
go.
corrects it.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild that the draft card, like the wreck and everything, and it was on the ground right next to him. Like, come on.
Plot induced drama. Plot induced drama.
Like, well, obviously, but I'm surprised he just checked their wallets. Does he not do that? Because I think he's confused like forever, basically.
I
Oh,
mean, it
that's
would have
right, the
been
brother.
smart
Yeah,
to check the wallet.
that's right, the brother. Why didn't you put her in the trunk? Why do you put her in the front seat?
More shocking to have the body up front.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that he's going to drive with them in the back. I mean, once again, they think that he's a sheriff, but you just saw her, like him kill somebody, cop a feel to
Yeah.
your brother's girlfriend. I feel like it's fair game. Oh man, my dad used to do that. Blow snot like right into the rag, and then he'd like fold it up and put it in his back pocket. And they're like, how often does that thing get washed?
My grandfather used to do that too. Had a
Oh,
handkerchief. He always kept with him.
yeah. I'm surprised that the older brother didn't have his dog tags on him. But I guess I'm not sure during this time if you'd want to have your dog tags on you. It's not like today where it's a good thing and whatnot.
Yeah.
Shout out to our military folks. My wife's cousin, my cousin, but um, I mean, we're all family. But anyway, he's overseas now, in active military right now. So second
Man, I think
time.
I'm gonna have to get a new copy. I think I'm gonna have to get a new copy of this. It is stumbling pretty hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think the Blu-ray is like $13. I see it a lot at the pawn shop though. I'll just pick you up another copy. I just sold my other copy of it. Um, in a lot of movies that I sold.
Dude, my Amazon list is so out of control. God.
No, man, you need to just buy movies from me because they're an eighth of the price.
I don't know, man. Finding gems like this.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that out in the wild. But I always forget, like, there's certain movies I forget to check on um, when I'm at, like, I always want to say Hastings, when I'm at vintage stock.
I also have to say, I would like to thank Walmart for offering this in a triple feature for $7 because I really love the first one. Second one is the second one. I don't remember much about the third except for that it was hot rubbish, but it's nice to have a
I
little
love,
collection, and $7 isn't bad.
I like the second one. It's got, I mean, the fun is, it's not quite as fun. You know, the twist's not quite as good, but I love the second one.
Yeah.
Hate the third
You know,
one. God,
it's
the third one shouldn't even exist.
how did it, how is he not seeing her? Ah, God.
Right? She's a ninja, man. She's like throughout this whole movie, she's like sneaking around the grass and in the house, and she's a ninja, I guess.
I found the cool DVD edition of the 2003 TCM that is unopened for $10, and I was gonna try and order it, and then right as I was like building up the confidence to talk about a random $10 purchase, it had sold. Broke my heart. Broke my heart because I wanted that so bad. I've wanted that
If you're
since it came out.
if you got it on DVD, you got to get it on Blu-ray. I will say though that the 2006 and the 2003 DVD looks good. Like I'm watching it right now. It's fitting the screen just fine. You know, I have a few DVDs when you watch it, it's really small because it can't fit the screen. It's not
Yeah.
formatted, whatever. But like, this DVD looks really good. And I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre also feeds into that, like some of the old Fridays. Like it also just works on not exactly the highest quality,
Yeah.
but
Oh man.
yeah, that's why I've never upgraded these to Blu-rays, just because like every time I watch it, I'm like, it's pretty good.
Yeah. There's something about improving that quality um, that fits certain movies, but then you have movies like this, or like you said, Friday the 13th, that there's something good about the grain. There's something good about the quality that improving it isn't necessarily an improvement. It's almost a
Well, and
subtraction.
right, and sometimes they mess with the color filter, which is I'm really happy that like the 4K of Halloween actually came with the original color timing, and things like that. So if you've got to mess with it because whatever reason, I'm glad that they still put in the original version to the best of their ability. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. When you start changing it and it shapes the movie differently in your opinion of it, that kind of sucks. I still have not watched
Yeah.
um, my new Blu-rays of Friday the 13th. I need to. I've been streaming a lot of stuff. Jack in
Time.
the Box, yeah, uh, Jack Frost. What else I watch? Ready or Not. A couple others.
Man,
Just
I haven't really
as I'm,
watched anything.
dude,
I've
I
been
enjoyed
watching.
Jack Frost.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh, and
stupidly entertaining.
the Fanatic. Um,
Yeah.
say what you want about John Travolta. A lot of the reviews that I watched, everybody was giving him a hard time about his acting. Dude, he's acting his butt off the whole time. It might not be like your cup of tea when it comes to a person acting like an autistic individual, but You know, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It doesn't really offend me personally. Is it a sticky thing? Yeah, it's a sticky thing. But he's acting his butt off that whole movie, and I believe it. Like the tension is kind of funky, like
Yeah.
the tones are funky, but for as much crap as everybody talked about it, I actually enjoyed it. I would never buy it. I don't. I feel no need to own that movie. But
I feel a desperate need to own it. It's one of those movies that's oddly relentless, and I feel like that deserves a spot on my shelf. Um,
dude, I kind of want to see. I
yeah,
wouldn't mind seeing a second one because they talk about how he. Well, spoilers if you guys don't know the end of this, but 1 second, three, two, one. Um, they talk about how he ends up with like a hook for a hand and an eye patch. If he went nutso in the next movie, I could kind of see as being kind of if he went full tilt and had some fun with it, like in your face redid some horror tropes and like some callbacks, like could be a fun little thing. But making him autistic was a weird choice. Like I just feel like that's not a character you probably just shouldn't have fun with a character like that. I don't know. That's my opinion. Not that it doesn't offend me. It just I don't think it's gonna call for a sequel. I don't know.
no, there's an issue with it being. Uh, I don't know the right word. It's problematic. That's the right word. Problematic.
You could say that. I mean,
But
Joker, 2019's Joker though, he wasn't autistic, but he was meat is meat, bone is bone. Sorry, that was a good line. But I mean, Joker, he was kind of simple, right? Like I don't want to say he's anything special, but I think he was simple is probably the word I would put it. Low educated,
Joker
childlike.
Joker was over the Joker was problematic because it oversimplifies um, different mental um, what's the right word? Mental illnesses is one word, but it just I don't
Mental
know.
instabilities and
Joker was better
yeah,
served when it was called Taxi Driver and had Robert De Niro. I will stand by that for forever.
yeah, yeah. I love once again. This kind of reminds me of like Velmer, how the family's so scared of him. Yeah, they just stay out of his way.
Hmm.
Kind of same thing with like the cook in the first movie. For the most part, they stay out of his way until it's time for the killing. It's like he
Yeah.
says in the first movie, can't take no. I just don't take no joy in killing. Yeah, that's creepy.
God,
Yeah, we're happy about
how
this.
disappointing would that be?
Yeah, right. What's interesting is that horror movies shouldn't be like cookie cutter. They shouldn't necessarily be safe. But when it comes to horror movies, I don't. Yeah, that's so creepy, dude. I don't want them to try to get so horrific and nasty that I don't know. It's not that I can't enjoy them. It's like we talk about with like sexual assault and stuff like that, and like Last House on the Left, Split on Your Grave. I can't enjoy those movies and don't really have any want to watch them. At least maybe more. I'll watch them maybe one time because I've seen them once, but I have no urge to go back and rewatch them. Like that kind of revenge stuff doesn't do anything for me. But I don't know. Horror should be dangerous. It's just weird how there's a line that I don't know. I'm not a horror fan at that level, I guess.
So I'm cautious. I have seen all of the I Spit on Your Grave movies. I've seen Straw Dogs. I've seen Last House on the Left. And I do not think that those scenes are necessary in Hills Have Eyes. I'm not sure that the way that they focus on it in Last House on the Left is necessary. I Spit on Your Grave is a different beast because that is the focal point of the story. Like that
Right.
is the um it's still not comfortable to watch. I don't own them. I'll probably never add them to my collection. I really don't want my son to accidentally like take that DVD off my shelf.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I have the
but
Hills Have Eyes original and remake, but yeah, I'm with you there.
I
Because at
will
least
have
in
the
that,
Hills
it's
Have
just that
Eyes, but
it's a little.
I won't do the others.
Um, yeah, the Hills Have Eyes. At least
Yeah.
it's a blip, and then what's interesting is, do you think that the Sawyers were going to keep Sally alive at the end of the first movie? Because they're all dudes in there. Like, there's no. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just kind of wondering, were they planning on keeping Sally? Was it going to go there in their heads? Like, is that a different level of creep that you don't see, but it's kind of underlined? Like, it's I don't know.
I don't know. I think they were gonna kill her. I think that was the intent.
Uh, Here we go. POW, Korea, 1952, year after my dad was born. No regulations. Okay, as a POW though,
God, this
like,
DVD is
god dang.
God, this DVD's skipping all over the place.
Do you want to try to pause it and clean it?
No.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Alive with the where they crash over the mountains and the frozen and there's nobody coming to help them based on a true story?
No. No, I've
Yeah.
heard about it. And I know the true story.
At least in that movie, spoiler I guess, it's based on a true story, but at least in that movie, they were eating people that were already dead. Like they weren't killing each other.
Yeah.
But it's funny though because when you watch that movie in the beginning, you're like, nope, there's no way, I would just die. Nope, there's no way. And then the movie does a really good job of sinking you into the plot, sinking you into that, helpless, nobody's coming scenario. And by the end of the movie, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I could probably do that.
Yeah.
And that's just watching a movie. Like that's not even living it. Just watching it for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it was. That's a good movie.
Speaking of weather-related horror, um, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Adam Green's Frozen.
I haven't. It was on my queue on Amazon, and then Amazon got rid of it. But yeah, it's on my brain to do list.
I cannot explain how gripping that movie is. When
Yeah.
the big bad guy is something you can't change, that is the weather. The way that he shot that movie, the dialogue, it's tense, and you wouldn't expect it. Like, God, I can't give that movie enough praise.
I it's
Too
yeah.
many
I should have
push-ups.
bought it when I had the chance. I saw it at one of the Savers stores, but I think they wanted like $5 or $6. It kind of hurts paying $5 or $6 for a used DVD when
It
I know they
does.
don't inspect it and it's just sitting there on the shelf. I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Honestly, honestly, it's
What, hitting him
almost
with
worth
that
a few extra
nightstick?
dollars to buy new in a lot of cases.
Right. Especially, yeah,
Yeah.
once you're already at that range, you're like, well, I'll pay $4 more, get the Blu-ray brand new. Like, eh. But then you're like, now I'm paying
Might
nine
get a
dollars.
digital
I would be
code
like, I'm
with
paying
it.
$9 for a movie I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I think also in that in the 2003, like it does move and it's a bit more intense up into the middle. Like right now, it has been a little slow with the car accident with getting him in here. Like it's still intense, but it's not as quite as captivating as 2003.
Oh yeah, wholeheartedly agree. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
it's
bag over his
exhausting
head
being
though,
an
man.
adult.
That I know. That, oh God. He actually gets pretty far when Brewster finds him later.
Yeah. I still think it's amazing that the guy who did Transformers and Bad Boys production company made these.
Yeah, it's strange. No, I mean if you, I mean it's your job to get out there and make movies and make money. I guess you know, Freddy vs. Jason made a ton of money, and well, but that was the same year as it. But it is weird. It is weird.
I feel like, for Michael Bay or something, I'd feel more, excuse me, feel more confident in like Paranormal Activity or something like that up his alley than saying, oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is what his company did.
Yeah, that's good. That's good call. I love this tea lady. I don't know why. She just that there's no lights on.
Yeah,
Look in her face.
I'm
I just love it.
I'm behind.
Oh no,
She
yeah,
just
she just
stopped the
sat down there.
biker.
Oh no, you are. Yeah, I'm at
That's
yeah,
because my
fast forward to the
DVD
tea
keeps
lady.
skipping.
Yeah, fast forward to the tea lady.
Are you
Oh my God,
paused?
yeah, I forgot they're having tea over the. Well, I was gonna stay live just that way if anybody ever watches this in the future, it stays on path. Yeah, the gal's underneath the table while they're just having tea, like she's not even there.
That's where I'm at now. She's saying weather's been so hot lately.
Yeah, a little bit further. Dude strung up, looking at his brother now. Oh, I can't imagine how like. Oh, that's the thing about beatings in movies. Like, I think for the most part, a lot of people, me included, I've never taken a beating like that. It's hard for me to really grasp how worthless he probably is. When you cut off some dude's leg, you can obviously tell he can't walk. But when you hit him in the knees and in the back, and I don't know, I wonder if you know, I can feel it, but I can't really relate to it. Not that I can relate to my leg being cut off either, but you know what I'm saying.
I've been
You
in a
don't see a
lot
whole
of
lot of beat.
fights as a little kid and in middle school and a little bit in high school, but they were never that brutal. Like
Yeah,
that is, yeesh.
yeah. I've been in elementary fights and in middle school, but they were more like pushing and occasional hitting. And yeah, in high school there was a couple of boxing matches, but it's nice. Like for me, being soft spoken and 6'3", I usually get left alone for the most part.
What's funny is my supervisor, for lack of a better term, was talking about how random people she wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley. And she actually put me up there. She was like, but don't get me wrong. Now that I know you, you're not a scary person. And I was
All
like,
right.
cool, thanks. She's like, but you are large and broad. Like, if I just ran into you in public, I'd be like, nope, and walk the other way.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you were born to play a Leatherface, man. You're the perfect build. Dude, I love they use
Man,
the tea lady to
I'm
jam the door. I
trying.
freaking love it.
I'm
I know,
trying.
man.
If you know somebody who makes shirts, who does like makes custom clothing, I'm really
Yeah,
considering selling my Michael Myers, my H2 get up to fund Leatherface,
yeah,
but I
that's
don't know if I can
unfortunately that
do it.
shirt's something that you're gonna have to pay somebody, and it's not gonna be probably cheap.
And it sucks. I had a quote for like $80, and
Oh,
everything was going good, and then COVID happened, and the
yeah,
person like just stopped texting me back. I hope they're okay. I do, but it also sucks.
right. Yeah, $80 is a steal, dude. This is so hardcore. Like, I'm not buying that he actually kept up with the truck, but like grabbing her.
With the
Oh my
he
God,
hooked her.
with that hook. Oh my God.
Whew.
I'm surprised he didn't shoot him. Like, why not? Okay. Oh my God. See that I buy that distraction right there. His brother, the click, his brother. I buy that distraction.
Yep, yep.
Oh,
Just go see if we caught anything. God, and then he
I've had a
drags her by the
mouse
hook.
trap.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Ugh. Ugh.
I've had a mouse trap snap me fairly recently. I can't imagine a bear trap breaking your leg. Oh my God. That's what they're designed to do, especially if a human gets in it. I'm sure they're breaking that bone. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
He just left him outside too. He's not even worried about him anymore.
Eh. It's like nobody else lives in this town anymore. It's just us. And keep them outside.
Yeah. Well, see, now he does have his dog tags on. Maybe it's weird. Surprised he didn't notice that.
Maybe it's weird. Yeah, no.
Huh. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. That
This is
dragging her by the hook thing, that's freaking gnarly. God dang. Just kill me now.
is. And coming up is probably the most graphic scene in any Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, where he's peeling them,
Oh my God.
and then the legs, and then the laying on the saw. Like,
Yeah, dude. That's the kind of thing too that sucks. Like this, I mean, Bernarski's. I mean, guy's scary, but like it just feels like you have no chance against this Leatherface. Like he just
yeah,
outran a truck going 25, 30 miles an hour. Like he's just he seems just like an unstoppable monster. There's just really no
he's
depth
built
to
like a
him.
tank. Like he can take a hit. You're gonna have to completely immobilize him to stop him. Like,
Dude, I kind of I don't know. I'd love to see. Hmm. I'm saying I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna give him the edge over Jason. 2009's. We should do a video on that sometime, but I'd probably give the edge to 2009, or to I'd probably give him the edge over 2009 Jason's.
I need to rewatch 2009. It's been a while. I think I'd have to rewatch before I cast my vote.
God, I love '09. Just the movements alone are amazing.
Man, that axe throwing is just, oh, that's
But dude,
great.
the fire poker through the door. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
the screwdriver. Man,
Yeah.
dude, this is yeah, this yeah. I, something I will say, I just don't care. Yeah, the assault scene in this movie.
Yeah.
It's got a makeshift torture chamber here. Don't worry about it. Yeah, this gets gruesome.
Yes, it does.
What sucks is this dude had no chance. Like he was in Arlie Ermey's face and then got dropped. Like he had no chance. It just sucks.
Yeah.
I like how that house is so old that they basically added on to it in the back. I think that's kind of a nice little touch
Right?
to it. Or at least that's how it feels. You don't need a permit. You just do it yourself and
They probably didn't need a permit in the middle of nowhere.
well. Dude, here's my thing. Like she's unarmed, 125, 30 pounds. She's basically half naked. What are you gonna do? Like, I mean, I know she probably, I don't know. I don't know. She's she's brave.
Man, she's trying to rescue. She's a
Yeah,
dude from Mr. Deeds. Very, very sneaky, sir. Very, very sneaky.
that is sneaky. What's that guy's name? I can't remember his name. The guy who plays Jesus in The Big Lebowski.
And man, his role in Secret Window cannot be ignored.
I haven't seen that movie since college. I remember nothing about it other than I thought it was okay.
I really enjoy Secret Window.
To watch it again. The one with
What's
Johnny
funny
Depp,
is I
right?
like, yeah, and I feel like number 23 is along the
Thank
same
you,
vein as it.
John
Yep,
Turturro. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I loved him in Transformers as well. First, second, maybe third. Was he in third Transformers? I know he was in the first and second, but anyway, sorry.
Yeah, he's in, I don't know about
He's in a
third.
lot of stuff. He pops up
First and
everywhere.
second.
Ooh, he was good in Rounders. Sorry.
Yeah.
Out of everybody in the family, he could have. I mean, other than the mom or whatever, other everybody he could have ran into, he ran into the most worthless one.
Well, would you like to know how we lost our legs?
Right. Yeah, I can't remember if the gal downstairs or the gal upstairs is still alive or not. God, it's been a minute since I've seen this one, but I mean, oh, rumor hell. I saw it so much because back in the day, like you only had my movie stores just didn't carry a whole lot of old stuff. So really, all you had was like recent stuff. So
Yeah.
when I was growing up, like you just beat the piss out of the movies that you had available. Now I've got more of a selection in this little room than most of my video stores had,
Yeah.
which is good and it sucks.
And it
But I'm
was
out of
sad.
room. Like I have to start getting rid of movies.
The Blockbuster by my house growing up, like so many times you would go for a horror movie and they were just rented out for the weekend. It just
Yeah,
sucked.
yeah, that was the thing too. Yeah, like they, yeah, if you're some of them where they were gone for like 5 days, 5 days. You're like, well,
Yeah.
there's no waiting
Yep.
list. You have to just try to come back and get it again. Like,
If I knew specifically what movie I wanted, I would call sometimes too. I'd be like, "Hey, do you have this to rent right now? Like, if I'm there in 10
yeah,
minutes?"
but it's even sometimes today. Like, I don't like calling to know if it's there because I like the adventure of it. You know, it's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah.
God dang, man,
Yeah.
that arm is gnarly. Oh my God. You made Tom Savini proud, man. Like, oh my God.
Yes. Oof.
Was Tom Savini working in '74 when the original came out? I don't know if he was. I wonder what
I
his
don't think he was
first movie
yet.
was. I can't.
I
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think he was putting together his port. Maybe he was working. I think he was putting together his portfolio at that time, but I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure. Phew. You don't want to see the other girl.
Yeah. Well, at least he got a pretty good shove on him. In the schoolyard. So okay, so he went to school for elementary. God dang, that's gonna make a mess. Like that rug, you're just gonna throw that rug away. Club soda,
Yep.
spot shot, ain't nothing that your mama ever told you to use is gonna work on that. Oh my God, that mask, like the wide-eyed and like the mouth hole or whatever, just really adds to like the craziness of Leatherface. Though I really do like that mask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she just doesn't look like she's giving it enough effort for like the panic situation they're in.
Right?
Oh man, I remember seeing this in the theater and it was just like, holy crap! This is probably the most gore I'd ever seen up to this point.
I was sad that I had to wait for this to come out on DVD.
Oh really? Yeah, dude. This is some really good theater experiences for '03 and '06, man. Like people in the theater were freaked out. It was intense. It was quiet. Like it was like gasps. It was a good horror movie to see with a crowd.
Honestly, and I know we all feel a certain way, so was Halloween 2007. Like, there was a lot of like that shock silence in the theater for that. Who
Yeah, my
man, what
theater
goes on?
experience was so good that I
Sarah.
hardly remember anything about it. Like I just remember the whole time going, "Whoa!" Like yeah, 'cause I loved that movie when it first
Yeah.
came out. Here's my thing: why? he's chained to a table. Like, why are you sticking it through his tummy? Like, I feel like that was a bit much. Like, he probably should have just thumped him over the head with a, you know, with a mallet or whatever. Like, I don't know. That I don't know. Didn't seem to fit for what's happening currently. Like, why did you torture him for a little bit just to run the chainsaw through his tumbly?
Because they
And
needed
then they
more blood.
lingered. Like, how did some of the Friday the 13th stuff, which I mean, I guess, I don't know if it was a religious thing or like, people were just softer back in the 80s, but how a lot of the Friday the 13th stuff didn't go through, but like this, like I saw this in the theater, I was like, we are literally seeing dude's face get removed right now for the most
Well,
part.
this is the unrated edition. There was some of this stuff
Oh,
cut
it's a good
out for
call.
the theater.
That's a good call,
I don't
but I
remember
do remember it being
what.
very graphic in the theater.
Oh yeah,
I like that shot right there, just through the slit of the wood. It's a really good shot.
it is.
Thick, like I mean that's basically like rope. That's not thread. Not a big
Yep.
fan of this mask. It's okay, but not a big fan of it. Come on. Like, why is it so gooey? It's like can't rinse that off. Like, can't cure it or whatever. I don't know. I've never made a face mask out of real flesh before, but
Ugh.
quit playing with your doll. Okay. Here's little buddy. It is creepy because you can really see they captured that other dude's face like on this mask, like just like they did in the 2003. Like when you see it, you're like, it really does put you in the mood
Yeah.
that you're seeing the guy with another dude's face on his face.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, oh, don't go in there. That's where he pees. Get out of that. It's all pee water down there. Caleb told me.
That's
Oh
septic
God.
backflow.
I was asking Brittany like, how did you girls like wear those pants without always showing your butt crack? And and she was like, no, we always showed our butt crack. Like it's just how they made those pants back in the day. They showed butt crack on purpose.
Yeah, there's no way.
And
if
now she's
my
just walking
normal
around. She's
like if my normal genes do it on accident every now and again, there's no way those weren't meant to do it on purpose. And yeah,
oh,
I think she's like in shock. So she's like, I guess I'm done. I guess this is it.
and then she hears her friend upstairs, and she can't leave. Doors open. She's right there, zooming out as if the camera's saying, "Go for it." You know you're not gonna make it if you go up there.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, bud. I like you, but if I just saw what I just saw and I see freedom right in front of me, I'm gone.
Well, thanks. I'll be sure to not even investigate for you.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't blame you, man. This is like what my son says. I love you, like right before he hits me in the crotch.
God.
This ain't gonna hurt much.
Oops, sorry.
I love his delivery of his lines. Like, I've got some uncles like that. That's how they would talk. Oh God,
God, his lines.
that's sloppy. Even him up. Oh my God, he'd be dead. There is. I mean, I'm not a surgeon or a magician or whatever, a doctor or whatever it is, but he's dead. You cut off both legs, he's dead.
Yep. Yep.
What you do?
It's like
Wow.
we absolutely did not need this, but I don't hate it either. Like, there's no reason for this to be in the movie, but fine. Like, it's carnage candy.
Yeah. He just bags him up. Like, man, I got this to go sack. I'll just throw this over you. Maybe you guys should start locking your doors if like random people with guns are just gonna walk in your house and shoot you.
You'd think they'd learn that lesson.
You'd really go upstairs. After what you just saw, you'd go upstairs.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. I find it kind of unbelievable. I mean, good for her, but I do kind of find it unbelievable that she'd go. How is she still alive? Because she got like hooked in the chest and like dragged around by it. Oh boy.
Man, she's bleeding a lot, though.
Yeah. I think she's all but done.
This dinner scene, it's a rough one.
Yeah.
Whew.
Is that cooked or are we just going raw? Did you just boil it? You know, like all hot dogs?
Apparently so.
It's weird how this movie. I mean, I guess things are going off now, but it doesn't have like the backdrops of the house, like the skeletons and all the weird stuff and the animals yet. Like it's just kind of strange how you know, just strange
Yeah.
because that was done really well in the 2003.
It was.
I mean, it
Man,
wasn't. It's not like 1974 where they were actually using actual like carcasses and old dogs and roadkill and oh my god, dude, I can't imagine.
this dinner scene though is probably, I think it's up there with the original. I don't think it's quite as good, but man, this is still rough to watch because everybody at the table has some sort of like wild happening, which
Yep.
God, like you feel for all the friends. Early Ermy's going crazy. Ma's going crazy. Uncle Monty's legs are gone.
Yeah. Uh, there's something about the dinner scene and the Next Generation, man. That is just so wild and uncomfortable, and I mean,
Man,
just bad.
Renee
It's
Zellweger
nuts.
yelling for him to sit down just drives me nuts.
Dude, he's abused and beaten by this family. It works for me.
It's it's just the way she did it. Like you were told to sit down by Renee Zellweger.
Yeah. Even Monty was like, "You said what?"
But
Oh, she says, you do you bang all your cousins? And then Monty lifts up his
oh
head. He's like, "What? You actually said that?"
no.
Oof. Monty reminds me of the grandpa and that. Just
Yep.
the cinematography here is good. The going under the table and swinging around, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, you were tough now until you see, yeah. Oh, massive scissors right there. God, now we're ruining the tablecloth. We are just wrecking this house.
Yep.
Set her free, child. I really do like the noise he makes though. Like that's spot on what I think Leatherface would sound like. Classic, just like the first one right out the window. Do you think he could
Feel
outrun
like
her? I mean, 6'5", 300 pounds with a chainsaw.
oh man, he looks like a football player.
Yeah, I don't know. Is she in shape or did she just starve herself? That's the question. We're gonna find out on the next episode of Chainsaw or No Chainsaw.
This is our Leatherface training camp. Welcome.
You make it through or you don't. Now my question is like, why didn't he just kind of curb stomp him into the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Because the
I did not
sequel
like
was
that
already
part.
made.
Right. That's why I didn't really like it in the theater because I was like, well, I mean, obviously at this point you would kill him. You're not, you know. Yeah. Once again, we go back to the slaughterhouse. This was gnarly too, where she hides. I was like, pretty sure I'd be dead.
Again,
Yeah. Huh.
the slaughterhouse looks way more abandoned in this film than it does in '03, which does not make sense to me at all.
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah, it's why was it operating in 4 years, 4 years from now? I don't know. Maybe it was just maybe you could argue and say it was just a storage facility for I don't know.
Yeah.
Or was that the Hewitts and that's all the people they killed? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. This is our selection of meat hooks.
Yeah.
Boo!
I really like this. It's like a callback. It's not like a callback, but this feels very natural to Leatherface as the Boiler Room does for Freddy Krueger. Like it just feels like the character is fully realized kind of a thing, you know what I mean? Fully fleshed out, whatever you want to say. Pun intended, you know.
Kind of like Jason in the woods. Yeah.
Right, right, exactly. But you know, Woods is kind of weak because it's just the Woods. But I mean, you know, Slaughterhouse, Leatherface, Boiler Room, Freddy, like it just
I don't know. There's something to be said about Jason with the woods. If you go pre Jason X, if you think like Friday 7, if you think like Friday 3 and 4, like
right, but
there's
I
a
mean, Woods are everywhere.
feeling.
Right, but Woods are everywhere. I mean, a slaughterhouse, there's not slaughterhouses everywhere. Boiler rooms, not boiler rooms everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? It's a little bit more of a specialty thing. It's a little bit less generic. I mean, I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying, but this just seems a little bit more like I don't know.
So NECA made a chainsaw reproduction for this movie, and I really wish I could find one. When they came out, they were like $100. Now they're a couple grand, and I don't
Jeez.
understand.
Yeah, good grief.
Hey.
Oh God. Don't turn your back on the dude with the chainsaw. Got him.
It
Yeah, he's
seemed like a
very
good
done now.
idea. Whoop.
Here's a question for you. Why does the NECA 74 Texas Chainsaw Massacre come with the grandma face and the kill mask, but it doesn't come with the pretty woman mask? Like he's in the grandma mask for like a whole 3 seconds.
I think because they had planned to do the Pretty Woman with the suit ultimate figure, but it just
Yeah.
never happened for one reason or another.
If they do
God, I
that, they
still
need
want
to
that
also,
Ruby's mask
yeah,
in the box. I still haven't seen it anywhere.
yeah, dude. If they put out that ultimate, they need to put the mask from Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part Two because he's basically in the same thing. I think with a different tie. Yeah, it's a different tie in the second one. So maybe add like a different clip-on possibility for a tie. Give us the heads for two also. Like that'd be pretty weak if it was just the Pretty Woman mask.
Yeah. I do have a problem with this, and I didn't realize it until watching it now. He is in hot pursuit of her.
Right. I was kind of wondering
How?
how did he just teleport into the car
Yeah.
because she was ahead of him. Yeah.
But at the same time, it
Yeah. I
did
think
the thing where it took the same ending from the sequel and flipped it around.
he's got a good walk to him. Kind of a nonchalant, like he's got a good look to him.
Yeah,
That's a good shot walking away.
it is.
It's a good one. It is a good one. Yeah, I think it's a bit of the pacing. Um, I think that's why a lot of people prefer 2003. And Jessica Biel. I mean,
I
Jordana Brewster is cool, but I mean, Jessica Biel, she didn't hold a candle.
I think it is a very, very good sequel. Actually, this disc might be able to be cleaned. It's just really dirty. Um, I think it is a very, very good attempt with what they had. So it's not a bad entry by any means. I mean, of course, they were going to greenlight it after how successful 2003 was, but it
Do you think they
just,
could have made a one-armed Leatherface, like
I
give
think they,
kind of a rigging system, kind of like Ash vs. Evil Dead, or Ash?
well, I think they could have because if you think about 2003, the end, where the cops are going down into the basement, and then you get the flash of him and the saw and all that. Like, so in theory, he's doing it. In theory,
What?
he's there. It's just him.
I don't remember a saw at the end of the movie in the basement.
Don't you hear a
Thought he,
saw?
I don't think so. I think he gets hit
Or
and
is it
falls
just
down,
a
and they. I don't. Yeah, I
yeah,
think it
I
might
don't
be the
know.
bulb.
But he's there. He's killing. I think it could have worked, but at the same time, I don't really have a problem with this being the direction that they went. Because
Right.
it didn't go too far. It like giving it the prequel, it didn't, we didn't wind up in space. We didn't wind up with a bad sequel. We didn't wind up, just convoluting the lore so much so that it's unrecognizable from the source material. It was just like, okay, this is what we've established. Going forward might be a problem. It might be easier to go backwards. And, it's two movies, two movies, and they're done really well.
Right. Now, when you go to watch this, do you watch the beginning first and then you go into '03, or how do you watch it? Or, I mean, obviously it depends on your mood and the time and everything, but normally if I watch one of these, I have to watch both of them pretty soon, and normally I know that, so
Uh,
normally I watch the beginning and then I go to '03.
I tend to watch '03 the most, and stand alone. Um, Now, when this came out, I watched it relentlessly because, I bought the unrated edition and it was super gory. So I
Mm.
just nonstop watched. Um, but as I've gotten older, I really appreciate 2003's subtlety is not the right word because it's not a very subtle movie, but it's
It's it's
more
pretty
well
down and dirty, and
balanced.
yeah, it's down and dirty, and just it just goes. Like, yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah.
slasher movie, and away we go. There's no backstory. There's no eating people. There's no skinning them. It's just dude with a chainsaw, crazy sheriff. You go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that said, this I have zero problems with this movie. Like, there's a couple little things, like how did he teleport into the back seat? Number one. Number two, over the top gore is fitting for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but at the same time, we hadn't had it until now, so that's both a positive and a negative, I guess. Like, it's
Well,
interesting that a
no,
film
because
called Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not gory. Like,
the second one's
there's a lot of
gory.
irony there.
The second movie's very gory in spots. So I mean, we did have gore,
Yeah,
um, just not to this level of like, wow, like this. It's a different level of gravity too. Like in the second one, dude's already knocked out and laying there, and like it's already weird and wonky and crazy. This one, it still feels like, yeah, this could actually happen. It feels grindhousey, and it just feels like, yeah, this dude's strapped to a table. It's a bit of a
no,
different vibe, I think.
yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
I think it's a really great entry, and I think I'm happy that there's only two, but at the same time, I would be interested if one day they were like, you know what, let's give 2003 a sequel. I don't think I'd hate it.
yeah. Okay, guys. If you're watching this later on, thank you. Make sure to do all the YouTube stuff. Check us out on Facebook if you're watching this out on YouTube later. We really appreciate you. Let us know all your TCM information, what you thoughts, your hopes and dreams for the new one. We'll catch you later. Night night.
That's good. Do your thing, cuz?
No. You're gonna break the table.